Well, we began with a decision taken by Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu in order to alleviate tax burden on Nigerians and their businesses. The president signed 4 executive orders suspending some taxes. Special advisor to the president on special duties, communication and strategy, Dele Alake, who led members of the administration's revenue team to brief State House reporters at the presidential villa Abuja, disclosed this. According to Alake, the first executive order is the Finance Act Effective Date Variation Order 2023, which will now commence on September 1st, 2023. The second is the Customs Excise Tariff Variation Amendment Order 2023, which has also shifted to August 1st, 2023. Alake said the president has given an order suspending the 5% excise tax on telecommunications services, excise duties, escalation on locally manufactured products, and the newly introduced green tax by way of excise tax on single-use plastics, including plastic containers and bottles. He informed that the president has ordered the suspension of import tax adjustment levy on certain vehicles. Well, I have 2 gentlemen joining me to discuss this. One is Shitu Kabir Mohammed, policy analyst and former presidential candidate. And in the studio here in Lagos, I have a lawyer, Justice Ojeno, joining us.
My pleasure.
Mr. Shitu, let me begin with you. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you.
All right. So, you know, Nigerians are currently under a lot of financial stress with the removal of the fuel subsidy. Some believe this move by the president will, in a way, help alleviate a little of the pain experienced by the citizens. Do you agree?
For us, good evening, Nigerian. Before election and after election, I was in this studio and I told Nigerians that we must exercise patience, we must cooperate with the government because there are policies that will come up that we have to be patient as a country. It's just like you want to eat egg and then you have to break it before you eat it. So for now, the pains we are going through, I believe, is temporary. And very soon, Nigerians will see the goods that will come out of it. First of all, as a Nigerian, we must commend Mr. President and in the area of this dropping of these tariffs, the excise duties, and because these are what would alleviate the suffering that Nigerians are going through. You can see the telecommunication tariff, which will have heightened our more pains, and then you can see this issue of manufacturers, the multiple taxation, which has affected us, me in particular. And I'll give an example. Immediately this was introduced, I was sitting in my new factory. I'm putting up a flour mill here in Idu, Nigeria, here, Abuja. And within 1 week, they brought 5 bills to me. One, they told me environmental bill, 1.5 million. 2, they came and said that tenement this. 3, they told me I have to pay for environment, a lot of, and within 1 week, I got 5 million naira tax, and I've not even started operating the flour mill. So I have to rush to municipal local government in Abuja here to complain. So with the removal of all these taxes, for me, I'm very, very happy because it's uncalled for. He has already give us some breathing space for us, because I think start telling my friends, can I go into can Nigeria industrialize with all these tariffs? And that is why we cannot compete with foreign product. Some people they believe just get your money go to China or India or where and bring in the goods. All you need to do is to pay custom duty, and by the time you look at the differences, you find out Nigeria is more expensive. You need to buy fuel, you need to buy diesel to fuel your generator. You need to now pay these multiple taxes. So we commend Mr. President for this noble stand he has took. It takes courage, and then we must, as Nigerians, as industrialists, as politicians, support these policies and then be able to now join hands and build a country that works for us. It is time for us to look at our industry, industrialize Nigeria as these duties, and then as Mr. President go further and in looking at those they need to implement within 1st August and other, we also want to urge Mr. President that they should look at it critically and then be able to do away with it, because it's time for us to power our industry. It's time for us to promote industrialization. It's time for us to close our border, especially in area of importing what we have in Nigeria. With these policies, I believe the industrialists are very, very, very happy. For me, I'm very, very happy. If you look at the telecommunication tax, it affects me even before now. When I manufacture free decoders for the MBC project, and
all right, Mr. Mohammed, I'll get back to you. We still have so much to talk about. Let me come to you now, Justice. Let's talk about the price hike of prices or price hikes. You and I know that whenever the price of any commodity, gets increased, it's really, goes back to the normal price. Now, experts are stressing the importance of regulatory management, to come in and, arrange the policy, this policy made by the president, to control it. So I want to ask you, how much does this regulatory organization require? How much is required of them to have this thing under control?
Okay, for me, I think it's going to be a very, very difficult one. It's only a few products in a market that can actually and should be regulated, and a good example is the petroleum, PMS, for example. Other things, as much as possible, shouldn't be regulated in order not to stifle innovation. The marketplace should be encouraged the marketplace should be compensated to its very best. With geniuses should be allowed, patents should be allowed, copyright should be allowed in the market space, so that ideas shouldn't be killed in their infancy. If we allow regulatory boards to call the shot for all products or all commodities in the market, it will practically take us back to communism. And communism has been known not to work. It's capitalism, regulated capitalism that lifts people out of poverty. No matter how theoretical the communists or the socialists think that a society can exist and succeed on paper, in practice it has been shown to engender and to put in place serious poverty. Go to communist China, go to China before the time of the predecessor of Xi Jinping, who introduced capitalism and Western style economics into the Chinese system. Go to USSR, a lot of people died. Go to North Korea, that are trying to produce everything within themselves, within their country for themselves, and not allow the markets to freely dictate. Everybody, there's serious poverty usually in the land, so we cannot go to, long and short, we can't go to an economy where everything is regulated. There's only a few things that should be regulated as much as possible. Like I always say, the government should have no place in business. The government should just put the enabling environments in place, and entrepreneurs will chase away poverty.
All right. Right now, let's take a short break. Our Newsweek continues in a moment. Stay with us.